guys, Jack here from the Life Fit Studio and back with another daily mobility video. Today's focus is going to be all on the spine. So before we get going, if you like the video, like, share it, send it on to your friends, you know what to do. So let's get cracking. We're doing spine. So we want to start off with a bit of a domino exercise, right? So think of dominoes, one falling one by one, and we're working our way into flexion with the spine. So I'm starting with my head, bringing my chin to my chest, then starting to round my upper shoulders, making my way down, and I keep trying to connect with that domino sensation to try and get each vertebrae opening one by one by one by one. If you're feeling tightness in the back of your hamstrings, just soften your knees a little bit, but once you have them soft, don't allow them to bend anymore as you're going further down. That's it. Once you reach the bottom, stay there for one breath, fill your belly with air, let it go, and then on our next inhale we're rolling back up, this time from the bottom vertebrae first, so they're the first ones to start to extend, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. So the last part to lift is our head. Bringing our head up now, looking right up to the ceiling, shoulders come back, opening out the arms into some extension. And back down into flexion, chin goes first. Again, feel that domino effect, vertebrae by vertebrae. If you notice any segment of your spine feels like it's moving a couple of vertebrae at a time, just pay attention to that, and then we can isolate it more later on or in later practice. Chin to bottom and rolling all the way back up. All the way into extension, looking up. Hands come out, shoulders come back, chest up to the ceiling. And forward again, chin to chest. Roll the shoulders, domino by domino. If you do feel stuck anywhere, just fill your belly with air. So pushing your belly button away from you, and then just let it go. Really good. This time when you're at the bottom, we're just going to add in some swaying side to side. Turn the body over, and again, just asking the question, what am I feeling, where am I feeling it? So you might feel tightness in your hamstrings, maybe down the left hand side of your back, the right hand side. Wherever it is, just use that as guidance for your next practice session. Really good. And making our way back up, starting with the bottom, all the way up. Excellent. Okay, taking your hands down by your sides, feet together. We're just going to side bend off to the left or to the right hand side. Bringing our left arm up and over. Fill the belly with air. Let it go. And to the other side, left hand down along the left knee. Right hand comes up, reaching over. Fill the belly with air. Let it go. Excellent. Okay, next just open up our thoracics a little bit. We're going to give ourselves a nice big hug. Try and get our elbows pointed into a V if we can. And from here, I'm bringing my elbows down to my belly button. And here I'm twisting left, twisting right. I want to keep my hips where they are as well. I don't want my hips to follow through. Twisting left, twisting right. Now I'm going to point those elbows up to the ceiling. And now I'm going to twist right and twist left. Back down to the belly button, and this time we're going in a full circle. Down, all the way up to the left hand side, up and down around. And change direction. Excellent, bring them right up to the top, go as tall as you can up to the sky, and here we're going to side bend left, side bend right. Again, paying attention to what side feels more affected, more stressed, more tight, whichever. Ask the question, what am I feeling, where am I feeling it, and let that guide tomorrow's practice. Okay, For the next one, we're going to get down into an all fours position, and we're going to work on rotating our pelvis as the dominant movement, and then that's going to help, again, think of dominoes, help the rest of the spine into a flexion and extension pattern. This is also known to you yogis as cat camel or cat cow. So we get into an all fours position, so our knee is directly under our hip and our wrist is directly under our shoulder. Something we want to think of for this is we don't want any forward and back swaying. So I want to imagine everything from here forward is lava and everything from here backwards is lava. So if I go here or there, I'm losing the game. So what I want to do now is, I'm going to think I have a tail. So I'm going to start by tucking the tail in between my legs. So that's my pelvis rotating inwards. And when that feels like it can't really go anymore, you'll start to notice the rest of the vertebrae start to go with it. So we're going to let it follow. So we're really getting into a real hunchback. The last part that goes, we tuck our chin right in, and then we reverse. So the first part I move when I reverse is my hip, so I'm going to stick my tail up in the air, and then let that full extension come into the rest of the body. Again, I'm keeping my elbows straight, my shoulders are in a good steady position. The last part to come up is the head. And again, starting with my pelvis, starting to tuck it in as I allow the rest of the spine to come. And again, I'm asking myself the question, what am I feeling? Where am I feeling it? Is there any areas that feel stuck? And I'm trying to get that movement to be as smooth and as fluid-like as possible. Excellent. Now what we want to do is we want to find the middle of those two movements. So with that pelvis, so if I'm all the way that way, tail tucked in, and all the way that way, tail tucked out, let's now find the middle. That's known as neutral. And from here, I'm just going to go into an extension pattern with my legs and with my arms. So I'm going to keep this position locked in, and I'm going to come off my left leg, and I'm going to straighten it out behind me, bringing it back down. Straightening out my right leg, bringing it back down, moving forward so I don't kick over the cabinet. Again, finding that neutral position, left leg, bringing it back down, always maintaining focus on keeping that neutral position. Right leg, and this time we're going to go for the arms. So again, if you need to find your neutral, go all the way one way, all the way the other, and then meet in the middle. And now I'm going to bring my right arm up, left arm up, right arm up, left arm up, right arm up, left arm up. Again, resetting, finding neutral again, so I'm tucking all the way one way, all the way the other, finding my neutral. And this time I'm going to go right leg, left arm, trying to keep that neutral engaged, and then we're going to swap to right arm, left leg. Excellent. Coming back into our all fours position, rechecking yourselves, wrists are under shoulders, knees are under hips. And again, this time back into a full cat camel. So I'm starting off with my tail, tucking it right the way in, allowing the whole back to curve up, tucking in the chin, and reversing. Really good. I'm going to release my legs and I'm going to go down onto my pelvis. So in this position I'm going to allow my elbows down to the floor, and it's known as the Sphinx position. So I'm just going to lift my head up and get into some spine extension. Again, I'm trying to breathe through my belly. I'm trying to ask myself the question, what am I feeling? Where am I feeling it? If you're finding this a little bit easy, we can change it so we come up onto our hands, straightening out the elbows as best we can, keeping our pelvis on the floor, lifting the head up as well if needs be, and just holding. From there, we're coming back up onto our knees. We're going to spread our knees out that little bit wider. I'm going to get my arse down towards my heels. As my arse going there, with my hands, I'm going to start to crawl my hands forward and allow my chest down towards the floor in between that space. It's known as a child's pose. So what I'm doing here is, on one end I'm trying to get my arse to my heels, and on the other end I'm trying to get my hands to the front of the room. So I'm stretching out my whole back. From here we can add in some swaying side to side. Again, whatever side you feel needs it more, use more. I can take both hands off to the right hand side, and again trying to get my chest down. And to the left hand side, and trying to get my chest down. Next one, for your lovely spine, we're going to do some combinations of different movements of the segment. So I want you to just pick one segment to do today, but you can practice this on every single segment of your spine, neck included, thereafter. So, movements of the spine we have flexion, we have extension, we have side bending, and we have rotation. And as well as those, we have transverse glides or anterior posterior glides. So if this is one vertebrae, that's another, they can glide over each other and slide side to side instead of flexion, extension, rotation, and so on. So we can begin to combine those. So to do it, I'm going to stand feet shoulder width apart. If you want to make it a little more difficult, go feet together, but I'm going to go shoulder width apart. I'm going to focus on my lower back for this. So I'm going to get into a bit of flexion. Then I'm going to rotate to the right, or to the left, sorry. And from here now, I'm going to try some translations. You can then do some glide. So whatever way you pick these combinations together, it's absolutely okay. This is all about discovering our vertebrae and becoming really aware of where each vertebrae is in space. I'm going to come out of that. I'm going to go into some lower back extension. I'm going to rotate to the right, and I'm going to do some side bending. While I'm rotated and side bended, I might try some translations. So I want you to keep going right throughout your body, right throughout your spine. So just to show you, you can do this in the neck as well. So I can go into extension, rotation, and then maybe some side bending in that position. And the idea is I want to work my way right from top down in all different combinations with loads and loads of time put in, so that my brain, my subconscious, my nervous system has a really accurate awareness and understanding of where my spine is in space. If you know where it is, your nervous system won't freak out and want to protect it too much, because it knows it's going to be there and it knows it's going to be strong. Okay, so that is going to be almost it for today. I'm going to give you one game to try out. I'm going to get my lovely camera woman to follow me over in this direction. And she's going to go there while I'm going to attempt to show you a spine wave. I want you to practice this. It's good fun. Give it a go with a wall to begin with, but then after that, you move away from the wall. So, just do it. I'm about 6 inches thereabouts away from the wall, but you can find your own distance. And initially, the toughest part of it is getting the first movement. So the first thing I do is I bring chin to chest. But I want to go down and up to touch the wall with my nose. So the first movement is that. From there then, I want to touch my chin, my chest, my belly, and my pelvis. By the time my pelvis is in, my head is back. Then I want to bring my pelvis back at the same time I repeat that motion with my head. So I'll go down and up, and I keep going. So I want you to practice that, deal with the frustrations and the difficulty of it. It can be quite difficult. Once you get a hang of it, you can move on to one-legged, you can move it on to with rotations and so on. Just think of it this way, your head and your pelvis. When your head is into the wall, your pelvis is away. So you're constantly doing this motion. And what we're trying to do via the spine is create that S wave in between. Create that fluid wave in between the join, these 2 points. So again, and it can be done in a whole host of combinations, then sidewards and so on. So that's it for today. Thank you again for watching. I'm Jack at the LifeFit Studio. We would love to hear from you. So any feedback, comments or questions or any videos you'd like us to do, please hit us up. We're on Instagram and Facebook at LifeFit Studios, or you can hit me up personally at JackO'Halloran_IE. So till the next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stay strong, mind your fellow humans and go with love. Yours in health, Jack.